Hello there everyone, it's King Sloth and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're looking a bit more of a dive into Swedish military, but more in depth with regards to their impact on NATO. This has actually been posted on the NATO YouTube page, and for the stuff I've seen that came out of that YouTube channel, very well made, very good quality, and literally to the point, very truthful. If you don't know me, my name is King Sloth. I was in the British Army for just under 7 years before transferred across to the Royal Air Force, where I still currently serve. I do daily video logs and also do reaction videos 3 times minimum per week. But you're not interested in that. You're interested in reaction. But before you do, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what to react to next, and subscribe. We're going to hit 10k before the end of the year. Let's get into it.
Right now, in this area, this is my office. This is my home ground. And it's well worth defending.
For more than 2 centuries, Sweden kept a position of military neutrality. But in 2024, that changed.
Sweden, from what I've learned about the reactions, they are very, very well trained and they are deadly, especially when it comes to like woodlands. Very deadly force to be worked with.
Always called that the mother of all unintended consequences for Russian strategic thinking. If Russia had one objective with Sweden and Finland, it was to keep them outside of the alliance, and by Russia's full-scale invasion, now we are part of NATO.
Yeah.
But what does this Nordic nation, home to 10.5 million people, bring to the NATO alliance?
We do not come empty-handed.
They have some of the best soldiers to work in winter. Like snow-wise, they're very ready to go. They're trained in horrendous temperatures, horrendous conditions. That's what they bring. They can fight off. They can probably hold off Russia better than Ukraine could. I'm sorry, they could.
We bring a lot of humility as a new ally, but we also bring a lot of capability. So we definitely want to see ourselves as a net provider of security.
Very true. They don't want to be known as the country which joined NATO just to save itself.
In March 2024, Sweden saw its flag raised above NATO headquarters in Brussels, becoming the 32nd member of the NATO alliance.
It's good now that Sweden has a seat at the table that provides us a better opportunity to have influence, but also take responsibility for the alliance.
I like that.
Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine the turning point for a country that would otherwise have stayed militarily neutral, as it had done for the past 200 years.
Supporting Ukraine is both the right thing to do,
It's the moral
and the
thing.
smart thing to do. Of course, this is about decency and it's about humanity and standing up for the Ukrainian people, but it's also upholding principles which are crucial for a smaller country like Sweden. Rule of law, the European security order, and a rules-based international order.
As the nation with the longest coastline on the Baltic Sea,
Yes.
key strategic waterway connecting northern and eastern Europe, and with its proximity to the Arctic, Sweden's position in Europe is key to Euro-Atlantic security.
And also, if Russia, say, did completely defeat Ukraine, what would stop them attacking another country like Finland, Norway, Sweden? Like these countries are like almost next in line. It makes sense for them to join NATO before anything happens.
Leaning on the many, many years of close partnership with NATO, we have embraced a lot of the methodology that comes with standardization and building interoperability. We can now plan and work together, not as a unique entity, but as an integral part of NATO.
Work all together.
As a
Common
militarily
goals.
neutral nation, over the years, Sweden manufactured its own military hardware, which was adapted to meet the challenges of the country's unique terrain and climate. Today, Sweden continues to produce advanced equipment, including submarines, combat vehicles, and the Gripen fighter jet.
Sorry, that is
Its most groundbreaking
really,
achievement
really cool.
is the Visby-class corvette.
That's amazing. That Sweden, because I know of a lot of countries like around the world. I've seen a lot of them. Like you've got Chile trying to buy like fighter jets from the UK. You've got Philippines trying to get different weapons from the US. Like, so many different countries don't make their own things anymore. The fact that Sweden's like, we've done all this ourselves and we've invented a lot of different things ourselves is amazing.
Multitasking ship. We can use it for submarine hunting, and we can use it for air defense, and also for the surface operations.
Land, air, and
The
sea.
Bisbee-class corvette is a stealth ship. Its design helps it avoid detection by radar and other sensors, making it very hard to spot. And its ability to navigate through shallow waters makes it ideal for Baltic Sea operations.
Our profession is to use this ship in an attack from the archipelago in the Baltic Sea. That's what this ship is built for. We are very familiar with the environment in this region, and this ship is built for the environment around here.
It's almost like they predicted using it in this sort of area. Putting that out there.
Sweden, with over 250,000 islands, among the most of any country in the
Wow,
world,
that is a lot.
relies on its navy to protect its vast coastline and archipelagos. A key component is the Amphibious Corps, which specialises in coastal defence.
Since the Swedish coastline is very different, thousands
What
of
are they
islands,
chucking
from
up?
small ones to big ones, with trees, without trees, the system that and the capabilities that the amphibious battalions holds, it's also unique.
What were they
in the
chucking
world,
off
I
the
would
back
say.
there?
We bring our own sustainability. We live and work from our boats that are designed to operate in these conditions.
Operating from the domestically designed and built Combat Boat 90, the Amphibious Corps have been active in these archipelagos for centuries and know the region better than anyone.
When it says archipelagos, does that mean like area of the ocean that's filled with loads of little islands? I think that's what it means. So please can someone from Sweden confirm that, because archipelagos I've never heard before.
Our main operation area is where the sea meets the land. Either it's an open coast archipelago. We are designed to work on the water, below the surface, on land and in the air around the Swedish coastline.
Among Sweden's many islands, the most strategically important is Gotland,
Gotland.
sometimes referred to as the Baltic Sea's unsinkable aircraft carrier. Its location, roughly halfway between mainland Sweden and the Baltic states, is crucial for controlling military and economic movements and deterring threats to NATO territory. The Gotland Regiment plays a key role in safeguarding the island's security.
So the symbol for the
It's a
battle
ram.
group Gotland and the Gotland Regiment is the ram. The ram symbolizes strength and the will to survive
I
in
like
harsh
that.
conditions on an island in the middle of the Baltic Sea.
NATO forces have long trained and exercised on Gotland, but Sweden's NATO membership now means that the island could become a hub for NATO operations
Very
and
true.
for monitoring Baltic Sea activity.
I would love to get told that I'm going to a place like Sweden or Gotland just for the experience of working with these people, because the way they do training is similar to ours. I think it'd be a great exercise to be a part of.
Coming into NATO gives opportunities to use Gotland as a hub for maritime operations, for logistics, and also different kinds of weapons systems which could provide aid, for instance, to the Baltic states. So it could be a platform for long-range fires as well.
Here we go. Get up there,
Controlling
big lads.
Sweden's 3,200 kilometres of coastline from the sea is crucial, but protecting it from the air is just as important. Sweden
I've said in many, many, many videos now, you control the air, you win the war. It's as simple as that. If you control the air, you can destroy logistics, enemy forces, near enough anything you can destroy. And if you control the air and they can't get their planes up for dogfights, you're done.
Air Force includes its powerful gripping jets, which are known for their agility, range, and ability to operate in various conditions.
So we always have at least two aircraft in constant readiness for air police mission, or to identify, collect information, or to intercept an aircraft coming too close to NATO territory.
The with a fleet of more than 200 aircraft, advanced radar systems, and a unique concept of air operations, which includes the use of civilian infrastructure such as highways for jet takeoffs and landings if the need arises. Sweden's Air Force adds both capability and innovation to NATO's air defence.
Sweden and Finland's accession to NATO means a lot when it comes to geography. We can bring our situational awareness, our early warning concepts, and overall our knowledge of the situation in our region, and combine that with other NATO allies.
Sharing information is a massive part of the war.
Really strengthen our situational awareness in the high north.
Working together is massive.
The high north is a harsh and unforgiving environment, but operating effectively in extreme climates and rugged terrain demands specialised units. Located in the north of Sweden, the Swedish Army's Norrbotten Brigade is specifically trained in cold weather.
I believe I've done a reaction on these before. I think I have not, but I've heard that name before, or at least I might have touched on them in a previous video. But these dudes are crazy. Imagine picking to get posted somewhere where you know the conditions are going to be so harsh, like
Arctic warfare.
During winter times, we have almost no light, few roads on long distances, and often also in winter time we have the extreme cold, going below 30 minus. So
Jesus.
that's a challenge, and we really need to...
Even to
have
breathe,
right
it must hurt at that temperature.
Of course, bringing the unit together, exercising, training in this environment.
The Norrbotten Brigade is equipped with tanks and combat vehicles specially designed and modified
For Arctic conditions. That's pretty cool.
We are in the training field. We have just dismounted from a CV-90 combat vehicle, and my squad is taking terrain in a forward direction.
That bloke didn't sound Swedish at all then. Am I tripping out?
My squad is taking terrain in a forward direction.
He sounds English. That sounds like generic UK unless he's moved across to Sweden.
Reservists and conscripts, all bringing a diverse mix of skills and backgrounds from across Sweden and sometimes even beyond.
I'm from Paisley, Glasgow in Scotland.
There you go.
To
Told ya.
When I was young, when I was 6 years old, and I've grown up here, so Sweden has become my home, and makes sense to defend it.
I like that. I've got a lot of time for that.
Joining NATO, for me as an individual, it means that I get to help not only defend what has become my home country here in Sweden, but the country where I'm from as well, which is the United Kingdom.
You're defending the
So I've
homeland.
learned a lot of things, and I've realised that if you have the right people beside you, you can do pretty much anything.
I like that. I like that
Sweden's
saying.
contributions to Euro-Atlantic security go beyond air, land and sea.
The inventions alone.
Space is something that we utilize daily for communication, for weather forecast, for surveillance, wide range of different areas.
Charlotte
where
Tun
we
was
actually
on
are very dependent on
that
space.
documentary, War in Our Time, that I reacted
Esrange
to.
Space Centre, located in northern Sweden, is a leading European space facility operated by the Swedish Space Corporation. It supports satellite operations, rocket launches, and atmospheric research, making it a key asset for space and defence initiatives.
Please follow me.
And that's the way war is going.
Sweden, but I think also other countries in Europe have learned now what is happening in Ukraine. You need to have space assets that can see actually what is going on and what is to plan and be prepared.
And the way it explained as well regarding this stuff is that Sweden have satellites up in space that can send live feeds back to their command and be like, the enemy there, enemy there, enemy there. Like, that to me blows my mind. Like, a normal person can't shoot that out the sky. It's in space. Like, the only way you'd be able to deal with it is sending something else up there to get rid of it. That's crazy how advanced things are getting.
Terrestrial network is shut down immediately when the war breaks out. What can you do with space assets? You can have communication, you can do a lot of things with that. And you see also what we are doing with drones and with unmanned vehicles today. They are controlled by space assets, so that is important.
If we see a war situation where actually the mobile networks, they are not working, then we will be much more dependent on satellite communication, and we need to be ready for that situation. What is key also is that you have the capability to send off satellites from different places around the globe. We are based out of Europe, and this is the only facility that has these capabilities.
That is pretty cool. That is cool.
Sweden's path to NATO was not one that was taken lightly, but with a war on Europe's doorstep and an existential threat to
You didn't have a
its
choice. In
the
reality,
nation ultimately decided it was safer within the alliance than standing alone.
Strength that 32 allies
because look at
bring
Ukraine.
together,
Ukraine didn't
both
want to
for
join NATO, didn't want to join
of
Europe.
course
As soon as the
also,
war kicked off,
the
please let me join. It's like,
capabilities to take up the fight if
it
necessary
happens.
is absolutely convincing.
As a NATO member, Sweden's contribution to collective Euro-Atlantic security in terms of experience, equipment and personnel, as well as its geographical location at the heart of Europe's north, means that in both the Baltic and the Arctic regions, NATO is better equipped to protect its populations against any external threat.
We have to understand that we are an ally, and as ally you share blood and you're solidaric. And by our accession into alliance, we are safer, but NATO is also stronger, and that makes me proud as a Swede.
Well played. I like that. I've had a lot of time for that. I love, like, the Swedish military in general are so well trained, so advanced. The kit they have, now I know they make it themselves. That is also amazing. The fact, like, they make their country into a factory making the Corvette frigate. That's amazing in itself. A ship designed to fight both land, air, and sea, and they've made it, and that's now part of NATO. That can help us. Is amazing. But let me know what you guys thought of these Swedes and how they actually affect NATO, because I think it's great that we have them on board, and I respect every single Swede fighting in the forces. But it has been King Sloth. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below what I should react to next, subscribe. We're going to hit 10k by the end of the year. Let's get it done. It's been King Sloth. Peace.